Alright guys, this is Kelly once again. I would like to say that I've seen Raw, and I think it's a little bit better than what they did on New Year's. A little bit better than what they did last week. But I'm not digging this whole hell no, having this little graduation little segment that they did. I wish they'd break up the team right now, because it's starting to get boring. I think Kane should go back to being a singles competitor. I understand that they want to make him loving and kind and sweet, but it's starting to get a little boring now. Um, Rock did a great job cutting his promo for the Royal Rumble. I mean, he made CM Punk look like a scared little bitch. But what really pissed me off was uh, the Shield having to attack The Rock. I guess they want to go after, the popular ones. They went after Orton. They go after Orton, Sheamus, Brodus Clay, Kane, Daniel Bryan. It's either I think Kane should get it this year since he hasn't gotten it yet. Cena's gotten it. Taker's got it. There's a lot of superstars that have got it more than once. I'd like to see Kane get it before he decides to hang up his boots. Unless they have this shield to dominate the whole entire roster from both Raw and SmackDown, which is gonna piss me off if they do. I'd love to see Taker come back as a surprise entrance just to scare the shit out of the Shield, because I've been waiting for this to happen, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. I mean, I read back several months ago that the management and the officials were planning to have Taker come back as a surprise entrance for the Royal Rumble, but I don't know if it's gonna happen or not. I don't want to get my hopes up. I know he wants to be a daddy and be married full time and have his family life. That's fine. But if he should ever decide to hang up his boots, like I said, I don't want to see him retire undefeated. Nobody's gonna be able to break that streak. That is something that he's worked so hard for, to keep up, and do what he does. And I think you should at least put these boys, the new ones, in line should they start acting up like a little bunch of crying bitches. Because that's what he's been known for. I mean, there was one instance several years ago where Great Khali and Big Show got into an argument, and Taker had to step in and say, "That's enough, you guys. Quit it." He had to pull them off one another and say, "There's no need for that. You guys are better than that." And there have been times where Taker's had to get on Triple H for cracking jokes and shit, and he didn't like that. He said, "You don't go doing that crap. What the hell's wrong with you?" Now, these are young guys that want to do what we've done for several years. They want to have a time to shine in the spotlight and be part of that, a part of having superstardom success, and be as big as we are. Because, Taker's not going to be around forever. I can guarantee that. His body can't take anymore. His knees hurt. He has no feeling in his knees. His hips are all fucked up. He's almost lost his arm, one of his arms. He almost lost an eye. So he's had a whole lot of stuff happen. I want to see him, if he should, like I said, retire at any given time. I want to see him go undefeated, stay that way. That way, the boys in the back have something to look forward to, because Taker set the standards. And he's one of the hardest working superstars in the business. Yeah, there's Cena, but Cena hasn't accomplished that much. Cena's only been in the business for 10 years. Taker's been in there for a good 22 years now. He's going on 23 in November should he decide to stay that long. I don't think he's going to stay that long because his body can't take anymore. Um, you know, I mean, and with Taker having to go away, I think for me it would kind of, I understand him wanting to go away, but it would make it useless for me. You got Kane. Kane and him are like, they're cool. They're the popular ones. They get back when it was the Attitude Era. Kane and Taker would just raise all kinds of hell and beat the shit out of everyone that got in their way and whatnot. But if Taker decides to leave, where does that leave Kane? Does Kane take Taker's place? I don't think so. Taker's the main guy that the super young up and coming superstars go to say, I need advice. What do I need to do? Because Taker, the thing that's known about Taker is that if a young man wants to get into business and he gets his foot in the door, it's kind of hard for Taker to kind of put a kid underneath his wing and give him that slight push that he needs. So if a young man comes up to Taker and says, I want your advice, Taker won't hesitate to tell him what he feels. But from what Donnie Marie said several years ago, is that it's hard for Taker to trust new talent. When he has to face them for the first time, he's not sure if they're in it because they really want it, or they're in it because they want to get famous real quick. He wants to make sure that if a young man really wants it, he'll help him out, but he needs to make sure that they're really in it, physically, mentally, and emotionally, because these guys risk, spending time with their families and their loved ones to entertain us, all over the world. They don't take breaks unless they're severely injured or they have a family issue, So I'm trying to enjoy Taker while he's still here. Um, from what I've read, they're going to try to turn Dolph Ziggler babyface. So far, he's good at being a heel, but I think they should drop AJ from being a part of it, because I understand that they're trying to make her a good heel, make her the female that every other female loves to hate. So far, they're doing that, but seeing Dolph and AJ together just irritates the hell out of me. I don't know if she's like the younger version of Vicky. I don't get that whole thing. Speaking of which, I ended up skipping most of half of Raw last night because I was so tired. And I couldn't stand hearing Vicky and Paul Heyman talk. I mean, Vicky was so annoying as hell. I mean, she knows how to be a heel, but it just irritates the hell out of me to the point where I have to like turn the channel or mute it because I don't like hearing her talk. Rock did a beautiful job cutting a promo. I mean, he literally told her that she'd have her head so far up her ass she couldn't see straight or something like that. So Rock he knows how to cut promos. He knows how to get the fans up all up in the frenzy and shit. So, I'm trying to, enjoy him while he's still here because he, along with Taker, are the last ones from the Attitude Era, along with Triple H, to be around. So I'm trying to enjoy them while they're still here in the company. I know Rock's got movies coming out and doing different things. That don't bother me. It's just that I don't want to see them throw it all away when they got, they know what they're doing and they know how to do it well. That's something that the youngsters could learn from these veterans, because I see a lot of promos that I think certain ones could have done better, certain superstars could have done better. Um, I don't like the primetime players. I think they're annoying as hell. I love the Usos. The Usos are wonderful. Um, I'm not feeling. I like Brodus Clay, and I'm waiting for them to turn him heel too, because he's more entertaining as a heel than he is face. The same with Randy Orton. Randy Orton knows how to be a heel. He can make the people turn against him with a blink of an eye. And when he gets pissed, he gives that evil, boyish smirk of his that he has written all over his face. He don't have to say nothing. All he has to do is do certain moves in the ring, and females go nuts. Big Show's doing a lot better. Like I said, most of these stars that I mentioned, Orton, Big Show, um, these guys know how to be healed, but the others, they lack luster for me. So they're gonna have to figure out ways to get themselves out of it. Alberto Del Rio, he's doing better now since they turned him face, but I don't know how long this him being face is gonna last. I don't know if they're gonna have it last a few months or a year or 2 years, but I kind of like generally the superstars that are heels. I like them once they turn face. But even if they did turn Dolph Ziggler babyface, that wouldn't that would just irritate me completely. And I think a lot of these superstars and young ones and young and up and coming have a lot of talent, but they need to figure out how they're going to make it work. I mean, I've seen certain groups of superstars, young kids, young guys come out that say they're wonderful and that they deserve a spot. It's true, but for me, they have to show how bad they want it. Like, there was this one kid, I forget what his name is, Trent Beretta, who was wonderful. He was like the young version of HBK, but he decided to throw that all away. Like, they got rid of him because he wasn't doing enough, and he was getting too pushy backstage with the storylines and how he wanted his character to go. You know, and the same with Lance Cade, rest in peace, poor guy. He was very talented, but he kind of dropped the ball on his character a little bit, you know. And there's certain superstars I'd love to see again. For instance, Dave Bautista, who I love to death. I've seen him. I saw him at a live event once in '07 when they came here to Reading once, and I felt like I had died, gone to heaven. But I understand why he had to leave. He didn't like the whole. He loved the business. It's just he didn't like the PG era. He hated the whole. Oh, we got to tone it down for little kids, and we got to do this and do that. And Batista's like, no, if you guys are gonna do that, then I'm not gonna stay here. You guys have me doing the same shit every week. Have me saying the same fucking lines every single week, every month, whatever it is. Have me doing the same thing. I need to do something different. So if you guys aren't gonna give me what I asked for, then I'm not gonna. I'm gonna leave. And he chose to leave, which is probably the best thing he could have done because a lot of the young talent that had come out after Batista became big didn't like Batista because Batista has the common sense not to sugarcoat shit. I mean, he'd say something about SmackDown is better than Raw, and Taker just tore him a new asshole. He said, "Look, Dave, you can't say shit like that. We got new up and coming stars on both brands. We can't be saying shit like that. That's not okay. That's not all right. All right, you gotta watch what you say, how you say it, because you're gonna end up pissing off your boss. You just pissed me off. You wanna say that that SmackDown's better than Raw? I don't think so. They're both great. So don't be saying that shit. And you let Batista's like, oh shit, and then um, but I guess Taker admired Batista enough to let him have a win at Cyber Sunday or something because he respected him a whole lot. He needed to see that Batista was the type of guy he worked with. And, you know, he did. He kind of, with Taker's help, I mean, Taker's done a whole lot. Sorry, I'm going off topic. Um, Taker's known for pushing certain superstars to superstardom. One being The Rock, other one being Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, CM Punk, Jeff Hardy. Um, um, let's see who else was there. There's only about 5 or 6 that I mentioned right now, but these young men that have a chance to step in the ring with the dead man need to be thankful that Taker's giving enough of his time to push them where they need to be pushed. As to where I feel, like I said in my previous video, I feel that Brock Lesnar basically just shit on the business after he left in 2002 because Taker helped push him to superstardom. And he decided to throw that all away. And then he decided to come back and show that he could be dominant, which he is. He's very talented, but I've lost respect for him as a superstar. I mean, he had it going. He was 24, 25 years old, and he had everything in the palm of his hand. He had the writers and shit eating out of his hand. You know, he had all of that, and he chose to throw it away. Now, from what I hear, Mr. Chris Jericho is going to return under a different name, Baby Baby Bob or Bob Baby or something like that. So they're gonna have him possibly come back and turn into a heel, which like I said, Orton, Cena, Taker, Kane, and Jericho all know how to be heels. They know how to get the crowd up into a frenzy to the point where the fans want to fucking jump the barricades and beat the shit out of them. That's their job. They know how to be heels. But like I said, these new guys need to learn how to work with the material that they are given or that they are told to work with. And so far, like I said, some of the talent like primetime players do not know how to work with the material they are given. It's the same thing with them over and over every week. Same with Primo and Epico. I mean, these guys are talented, but they're doing the same shit every week. No matter how many times I go to watch Raw, how many different segments they give us each time, these guys, primetime players, and Primo and Epico, along with Rosa Mendez, are doing the same fucking thing every week. I can't stand it. It's annoying as hell. And, that's why I've had to switch the channel, every so often when I see those guys on TV. But, like I said, some of these superstars need to understand that they are given one shot to get to the top. And once they get there, they're going to have to fight like hell to stay there. But some of them may throw it away just by doing something stupid or being obnoxious backstage or whatever. So if I were these young superstars, I don't say Wade Barrett because Wade Barrett's starting to change a little bit up his repertoire and be brutal. He knows how to be brutal. He's starting to grow on me a little bit. Uh, but like I said, these young guys, these ones that are coming up, Heath Slater, primetime players, Primo Epico, these young men need to be thankful that they're given a shot to be where they're at. Because Vince could easily say, nope, you guys don't deserve that. You can, if you don't want to be here, you can leave. So I'm trying to, and I think the Divas division needs more tough, strong Divas. Like, they had Beth Phoenix, but Beth Phoenix decided to leave. I wish she were still here. Um, they have Tamina and Beth, but they have to, like, come up with more Divas. Because there's some that are very talented, but then there are some that are just in it for, big eye candy for the young boys and young guys out in the audience, something for them to drool over, and that's not how it's supposed to be done. I know that they're told to do that, but you have to show the people watching at home what you are capable of since you are a girl. You cannot be just wearing a short ass skirt with skimpy ass underwear and whatever else you're wearing. You have to show them that you're athletic and that you have the skills to stay where you're at, because you could lose your spot. I mean, Michelle McCool, when she was here, she didn't dress she wore skimpy ass shorts and, those little tank top things that she wore in the ring. But she was talented. She didn't just flaunt what she had. She went out there and showed everyone what she was capable of. And now everybody's starting to see that's what she was capable of. They're not just getting pissed off at her because she's married to Taker and has a child with him. A lot of us didn't like her because we felt that she was getting crammed down our throats. Now I'm starting to see what it was about her, why they liked her, and why they loved her so much. Um, so I want these superstars, young generation, new and upcoming kids, to be thankful what they have, being where they're at, because it could easily go away. And now I'm going to talk about the little last segment of TNA that I saw last Thursday. I didn't like the whole thing. I mean, I know Billy Ray is supposed to be a face now. I understand that whole part. But for Taz to join Ace of Eights, what the hell is that? What is that? I mean, is he gonna start attacking people? I mean, is he gonna start beating the shit out of people like he used to when he was a wrestler before he came to TNA? What is that? I don't get that. And it pisses me off. I don't. This is why I quit watching TNA, because I felt that they were taking too much from the WWE. The WWE is PG. TNA is TV-14. So TNA is trying to do what WWE does, because they're not TV. They're PG. So they make it more hardcore, more in your face. From what I hear, TNA wants to have Ric Flair in their corner for certain things. I think that's fucked up, because they had Ric Flair. They had him. Okay. And when they were told, when he said, I'm going into the WWE Hall of Fame, they said, you can't do that. And they fired him. And now, because he is where he needs to be, where he wants to be, where he can be happy, I understand a lot of people aren't going to be happy with him because he's choosing to do this. Well, this is the only thing he knows. This is what he was, this is what he grew up doing as a child. When he was a baby, when he was a little kid, he used to go to wrestling events with his adopted dad. His adopted dad would take him to a wrestling event every time he had his birthday when he was a kid, up until he got too old to do that. And then he went to college or boarding school because he was too wild as a young man. So they put him in boarding school. Then he quit. Then he did life insurance. And then he decided to do wrestling. And he got addicted to it, did it, and became good at it. Did a great job. And now, because TNA is getting all pissy because he's working for the WWE, this is where he's comfortable. This is where he knows where he can be without being judged. He is very, very good at what he does. And TNA is just pissed because they don't have Ric Flair in their corner anymore. Well, guess what, TNA? You just dropped the fucking ball. This is a superstar who has pushed young talent, who even helped Taker become bigger than what he became, what he's become already. And you guys want to get all pissy about Ric Flair being with the WWE? Well, you know what? Fuck you. You guys can rot in hell for all I care. I don't care if you got past WWE talent on there. You guys have someone who is talented, who has known this business in and out since he was a young man. You go on and you throw in the fucking towel because you don't think he should be part of the WWE Hall of Fame or WrestleMania weekend. You guys can kiss my ass for all I care. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. Matter of fact, I don't think I'm going to watch TNA for the rest of my life. Because you guys threw all that shit away. And everybody's going to get pissy at me because I'm just speaking my mind. Well, I'm getting sick and tired of having to see Hogan on there every week. I don't mind Brooke. Brooke's not, she's not, she wasn't born into this industry. This is not something she grew up doing. She was a child that was put in the spotlight and didn't deserve that, but now she's learning to cope with it. Congratulations, TNA, you just lost a viewer. That's it for now. Bye.